Hello and welcome to the first of many travel entries. We travelled up to the north of Queensland, Australia to this beautiful location called Heron Island. It's on the Great Barrier Reef, so of course you already know that it's going to be stunning. My family and I actually went the year before for a night and have ever since dreamed of going back for a longer holiday. So, here we are. So today we're going for a 9-hour road trip, which is so gonna be fun, but I have packed my bags and I've packed many books for this trip. Let me show you. Give a little book haul. Okay. For the car ride, I've been in a reading slump, let me tell you. So I haven't picked up this book since the beginning of January, so I haven't finished it. It's Looking for Alaska. Really good, but I just haven't been able to continue it. So I'm gonna finish the car ride. I'm sure I'll start another book by then. Then I brought a whole library with me. I brought A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara, I think you say. Anyways, very excited for this one. Had a lot of controversial opinions. Then I have The Song of Achilles, which by Madeline Miller, which I started but I read the first page and then got distracted by probably my phone. Then I have Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. Virginia Woolf is one of my favorite authors. My favorite book is To the Lighthouse. Well, one of my favorite books is To the Lighthouse, so bringing this. Then I have The Life of Pi, which is my favorite ever movie in the world. I could rant about it for yonks, but got it for $1 at the op shop. So I was like, you know what? She's coming home with me. I'm gonna read it. Actually love the cover of it too. So pretty. And the spine. Then I have Summer by Ali Smith. I read Winter and it's one of my favorite books. It is so good. Highly recommend. So I really want to read this, especially because it's summer right now. Then I have The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I feel like a little, I know it's sad, but a little like easy to read, you know, like flick through a book could probably do me well on like a beach trip. Then I also have Oscar Wilde, The Picture of Dorian Gray, which all my friends have read and I think it is finally time for me to read it, so vibes. And I'm also bringing other books for my parents and family, but they've packed it into their own bags, so I'm just the book giver in my fam. Hopefully I can get through more than half of these. So yeah, come travel with me on my first travel entries. So 9-hour road trip it is. Hi, I'm editing right now, but before we get into the video, I feel like I should preface that my whole family speaks 3 languages: English, which isn't really our first language, French and Romanian. So throughout the video you will hear a lot of those languages. So if you get a bit confused, that is why. Enjoy. Bye bye. Ouais, je fais.
On y va vers le bain avec les sharks, avec les requins.
Whoa. We have stopped for food. Mommy! We've stopped in the middle of nowhere. Par contre, je veux ça.
On va prendre
Merci.
pâte dure, tu peux manger à la maison maintenant.
Je vais prendre pas de
Ça peut bien.
We are 2 hours into our road trip and we have 4 hours left and I have almost finished my book. Let's just say that has happened. Vibes! Back in the car, here we go. Hello, je peux voir tes yeux dans mon caméra? Dans ma caméra? We've stopped at a motel now for the night because we're taking the ferry, the boat, up to the Heron Island tomorrow. So yeah, we're gonna spend the night here. It seems we have made a faulty booking now. And we have to we have to book another room because there's not enough room for us 5. Mes parents vont dormir dans la chambre à côté de nous. Ici. Et maintenant, on sort pour dîner. Whoa. We ended up just going to the grocery store to get dinner because all of the restaurants were closed around us. So we got some microwave meals and my mum already prepared some desserts. So that's what we had for dinner. Heron Island. David, are you excited?
So excited.
Whoa! We've arrived to the island now. Waiting to get off the boat, though. Maman, comment tu te sens?
Awesome.
As soon as we got onto the island, we were starving, so we went straight to the restaurant for lunch. We don't really have anything planned for our first day here, but my brothers and my dad have gone snorkeling, I believe, and I'm just gonna go look at the beach. I'm so tired because I didn't sleep well at all last night. Also, a few things to know about Heron Island is that 1, it smells like poop, but you kind of get used to it. And then 2, there's no internet, which is I really love because I enjoy being off my phone a lot. And then the birds are human turds, and I'm not exaggerating, and they will poop on you. It's humans versus birds here, but the birds are nice. Anyways, I'm on the helipad. It's like Lego Queen. This is where I am. Can't find them right now. I don't know if I already mentioned it, but I did finish reading Looking for Alaska, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts and opinions and an overall rating on the book. I really enjoy and love literature, and so I feel like on my YouTube channel I really want to make that like a part of my vlogs and videos.
Alors, on nage là-bas.
Regarde-le, c'est lui, il est...
Quand il se tourne, tu vas voir.
Quand il tourne,
Tu vois ce crabe sur son bac.
Il y a ces gars qui tu le vois. Tu le vois?
Oh. It's like looking into heaven, isn't it? Wow.
Ok, on garde qu'on y va?
Hey, that's mine.
Recording. On a vu
yeah.
de turtle.
Because I brought it.
4
It
turtles.
doesn't have
Whoa!
Because I brought it.
Et une petite mignonne. T'as vu Mitzi la Big Bird?
The Big Bird. Oui, j'ai vu. Mais j'ai pas montré aux vidéos.
I wish there was
Big Bird.
Je nageais towards Papa, il y avait un massive stingray.
Oh, now we're gonna go get my mom. Get the mommy.
The mummy
And see
here.
some sharks.
The mummy in the water.
Bam, bam, bam.
Why don't you want to?
Maman. David, do your drag queen walk. David's drag queen walk. Drag race walk. Time to go snorkeling. Snorkeling time. Okay. This chair just broke because of the rust. Can you see that? Okay. First of all, I want to start off by saying I really liked Looking for Alaska. I liked it. I didn't love it. I'll give my rating at the end, but I'm gonna start off with like one of the main characters, Alaska. Like I liked her, but I also didn't. Also, I have notes here, my thoughts, my little book. But I liked her, but I also didn't. She's very like chaotic, and it's like. I feel like you need to be a certain person to like her, have some personality. And it's not that I didn't like her, I liked her. She's a menace, but also in a good way. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, a menace to what extent? Obviously, her chaotic energy, which also like is linked obviously to mental illness. It's not really talked about, but I think there's underlying themes of it. So obviously that led her to her death, basically. I don't know, because John Green did a really good job at that. Like, towards the end of the book, like, towards the end of her life, I grew to, like, dislike her. But the way that John Green wrote his character, the character Alaska, I found was so, like, smart and well done. Because, obviously, we're kind of put into Miles' position in, like, understanding how he felt and how annoying he saw her as in those moments. And I feel like us as a, like, reader kind of had got to experience that as well, and his annoyance, and also their friend group. Because, like, throughout the book they did address her as annoying, or, like, I was annoyed by her, like, moody, like, mood swings. But applause to John Green for doing that, because I thought that was really well done, like, engaging and realistic. Also, looking for Alaska, these birds are loud, Jesus Christ. But looking for Alaska, it's like your typical angsty teen, like, pretentious book, and that's a vibe. Like, it's a vibe, but also, like, it could lead to its own, like, destruction, only because I feel like it's for a specific audience that, like, I'm so smart and mysterious and sexy and all, but that also leads me to my next point, that the book is, like, so romantic about Alaska. Like, there's something so romantic about her, and that's her mysteriousness. But I also think that, in a way, it's her, like, fatal flaw. Like, it's kind of what, like, brings her down. She doesn't have, like, this ability to express herself and talk to people about her own problems. And I think that is her fatal flaw, which inevitably led her to her death. Suicide? I don't know which one I'd label it as yet, but the way she wants to be perceived as well links to that as well, as this, like, mysterious way, like, person, like, romantic, sexy, you know, like, flirty girl. And I also think that shouldn't be idealized and, like, it shouldn't be romanticized, but obviously it is a little bit. Like, I feel like a teenage girl would be like, I want to be exactly like that. But also, it led to her death, so what do you want? Because her, like, attitude was obviously, like, a mirror to her suffering as well, so there's a very thin line of what should be romanticized, I think. But I think that's also the whole point of the novel. Another thing that I really loved was how they linked all of the, like, the idea of spirituality with, like, the class, and how Alaska's question, and how the old man, I think that's his name, the teacher, in spirituality class. And I really liked how the book ended with his essay and his answer to the question, and how Alaska always kept asking that question. And just the whole idea of spirituality within the book, I thought was really cool learning about as well. Overall, it was a good book. Would I reread it though? Like, I don't think so. Only because it was a book that I found quite hard to pick up once I put it down. And maybe that's just a sign, but also maybe it's just not for me. But it's also weird because I also love that, like, pretentious teen, like, romantic girl. Like, it was good. Maybe I'm just annoyed that she died. I haven't had too much time to process it. Overall, I think I give it a 3.9 out of 5. And that 1.1, that last 1.1, I think is very important. Because it's, like, the thin line, once again, between something that needs to be romanticized and what shouldn't be. The way that I perceived it, I think John Green is a fabulous writer, especially for teenagers. But especially with something that doesn't necessarily, like, specifically speak about mental health and, like, what she was, like, going through specifically. I think there could be like, something to worry about there, but also it's up to the reader. I think Alaska herself is a really cool girl. She just needed therapy. It's a good book. Anyways, I'm excited to read my next book. I think I'm reading Summer by Ellie Smith, so I will update you guys when I finish it. Now we're going to dinner. Je vais prendre l'avocado et mango salad. That's what I'm gonna get. Moi Papa versus David and Giannis.
3-0.
And we lost 3-0. And I sunk the white ball all 3 times. Mergemla scuba diving. I'm so tired. We just went scuba diving and swam with turtles, manta rays, what else?
Lobsters. Big fish.
Big fish. Now we're just going to the beach. Okay, go. Phil, go drag race walk. Hey. We're gonna go get ice cream now. Going snorkeling with my mom now. We went snorkeling and I found it really fun. Free diving, I think it's called. We like you go under with snorkels on and it's very fun. I feel like a mermaid. So I'm like with both of my legs together and I go. Also I'm currently reading Summer by Ellie Smith and I don't know if it's fitting my vibe right now. I brought it because I was like, summer, it's hot outside. Why not? But now I'm like, I don't know if the storyline is what I want. No, I could read The Life of Pi. Favorite movie. My literal favorite movie. I don't know if I already spoke about this, but the cinematography, it's not spoken about enough. It's just so beautiful. So I could continue reading The Song of Achilles, but I feel like when there's a lot about Greek mythology and like philosophy kind of vibes, I like to not be like constantly tired. Whereas like on a trip like this at like the beach, I'm very like tired all the time. Like I haven't been able to pick it up again because I always go back to my favorite book, Secret History by Donna Tartt. Like I just can't put it down. I gave it to my mom and she's reading it right now. But whenever something goes wrong in my life, I just pick that book up and I'm just like, feel at home. Also, like I'm very inspired by this place to write more poetry, but I feel like most of my writing isn't about summer and it's very hot here. And it's like, I love writing about winter and spring and autumn. Also, I am so used to like writing my poetry on my computer now. I used to write only like when I was like 13 or 14 and I used to write like poetry. I used to write in my notebook. And now I'm just finding it so hard to write in notebooks, like writing poetry and like, yeah, it's when I add more to my collection because I'm really wanting to become more of an official poet and like published poet. And I do have some of my poetry on my blog, but also it's not my best. Like it's actually not good at all, some of my poetry on my blog, but I also don't want to be like putting it out into the world when if I want to have my own like poetry collection, like, because it's like, well, if I've already read this, then what's the point, you know? Going to dinner in 30 minutes, and I'm really hoping the menu's different. The salad I had yesterday was good, but it was the only vegetarian thing on the menu, other than I think like steamed vegetables. I'm gonna give you an outfit check. Family! Oh, are we going to dinner now?
Yeah, hamburger.
Mama, yeah, hamburger. No. Dinner. Did you like? Just finished dinner. Did you like it? Comme ça. My siblings and my mother didn't like their meal too much, but YOLO! Am I right, guys? What?
No, it's E5.
No, Ron, no!
What is it?
He's going to sacrifice himself! Hold on.